Lisa Block here, MD&M West 2025, and I have amazing guests here who have joined me for a happy hour of sorts. I'm not going to steal their thunder. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But before we do that, can we share a toast here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you guys. Why don't you introduce yourselves as soon as you finish sipping and let everybody know who you are and what you're doing.
Hi, I'm Jeanette McQueeney. I'm the sales director for the Americas team for Delrin.
Awesome.
Yep. Pleasure to be here, Lisa. Thanks for having us.
No problem.
I'm Ned LeMaster. I do application and business development, healthcare specific focus for Delrin with
Awesome.
America's responsibility as well as some global accounts.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, welcome. Welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you. Listen, it's day 3, and you would think that people are out of steam, but let me just say before we start this interview that they came up here with all the energy. So I'm super excited to have this conversation. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about Delrin, what you guys are working on, and some of the things you're really proud about?
Well, Delrin started out as a division of DuPont.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we spun off just over a year ago. We
That's
just had our
amazing.
1-year anniversary.
I interviewed someone from DuPont yesterday.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, so we were very excited to hit, 1 year. Our
Yes.
1-year anniversary was in November.
Awesome.
Really excited to be here. Got to see a lot of different customers
Yes.
and really get to better understand some of the products that they're putting our material into, right? Our material is something that they make parts of, and it's part of a whole. And so to be able to see that whole on display was very interesting and a whole lot of fun.
That sounds amazing. And it's so funny because you see all of these components. I had someone yesterday that literally their components were like a speck. It was just so tiny. And in the same token, that little tiny speck was like fueling an entire miniaturized pacemaker. Like it was amazing to me. So it has to be amazing for you guys to be out here walking the show floor, seeing some customers and seeing how they're utilizing all of your tools. How does that ultimately fuel your motivation to move forward in 2025?
Sure, absolutely. So, I mean, building off what Jeanette just said, coming into being a year on our own as an independent company, we've got this new energy and ability to operate freely, right?
Yeah.
And so we're very nimble. We've got creative ways to approach the customer and flexibility in how we provide solutions. So that's really what's exciting about 25 and beyond for Delrin in my eyes.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. One of the things that you said really, really quickly is how nimble you are and how flexible you are as a company. I think that is so very important, especially in an area of innovation where you're starting to expand, just what's possible, what you're able to provide. How do you think that nimbleness is really serving to serve your customers? And do you see that fueling any innovations that you guys have coming up?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand with certain issues that we've had to tackle.
Yeah.
Customers have had certain challenges that needed addressed, so we've been able to go in and work with them, identify the problem, and come up with custom formulations to help resolve. And these are things that, historically under a larger umbrella company, we would have had challenges to get the rapid response done, but now that we're independent, really flexible and quick response. So.
We're asking our customers to bring us new opportunities, some that they may not have in the past just because they would have thought that it was maybe too small of an opportunity for us, but today it's not, right?
Yeah.
We want to grow, and we want to help our customers grow as well. So it's incredibly exciting.
Yeah. So take me down that path, because you guys have, and you don't have to give me like every detour, but I want to really hone in on the fact that you have spun off from a very large company, which can be somewhat of a culture shock for those people that are used to being in a larger environment, right? And so spinning off, being a year on your own, obviously that ignites a new vision in you, right? A new destination for you. Tell me a little bit about the destination.
Yeah, I think, especially in the med device space and where we play, the vision is focused on sustainability and sustainable solutions for the customer. We're in a lot of drug delivery devices, a lot of single-use consumer type applications. So that just drives the conversation for the need for a sustainable offering, right? And so we're finding ways to bring offerings through our renewable attributed technology product offering there. and even taking it a step further with how can we find value in the device after it's reached its end of life. So cradle to grave type discussions.
Yeah.
Really wanting to be a thought leader in that arena, right? And so I think too, Delrin has a unique position in the sense that it's a highly crystalline material. So with that comes a lot of unique characteristics like modulus, lubricity, wear resistance. So those types of things that make it great for applications where you might be using, say, a PFAS type material for the lubricity. Maybe we can provide a solution there that's a PFAS-free type alternative.
Wow, that's amazing. It's so funny because I was sitting here and I was listening to you talk about that, and I think that is absolutely amazing, just how you are having to kind of pivot and see yourselves differently as a company, and that can be very hard to do when you just have lots of experience in one environment. How have you been able to make the transition so that you're ultimately maximizing, right, on everything that you're learning in the process?
Right, so we're developing a new culture in the organization, right? It's a accountability culture. So we're all here to make Delrin, a great place to work. We're all here to make Delrin, a product that our customers want.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, and there are a lot of folks that remained from DuPont, but there's also an influx of new human beings that are there and making a difference. It's really exciting. I can tell you that, I was at big companies, I was at smaller companies.
Yeah.
But at Delrin, what we do every day matters, right?
Yeah.
And that's empowering, and it makes you feel like you're on a mission, right?
Yes.
And it's exciting. So, the team is really focused and engaged and excited to move forward.
I love that. I love that. And you guys know I'm all about a vision. I'm all about focus. But even more than that, I'm all about customer experience, how you show up for the customers. And not only that, but you're building a culture, as you said. So how you focus and how you show up for each other. Tell me a little bit about the collaborative nature of your teams and how you foster that.
It's interesting. I came in, I've been with Delrin for 9 months.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know any of the individuals on the team.
Yeah.
But with so many new things coming at us, all at once, we bonded very quickly.
Yeah.
And there are no problems, there are only opportunities for us to figure out,
I love that.
what do we want this to look like?
Right.
Yes.
Because this is how we used to do it, but that's not how we have to do it. So we all bring our solutions to the table. I'm the team lead, but I don't have all the answers, and I don't want to get in the way of my team. So I tell them that I work for them. Yeah. Right? I ask Ned all the time, what do you need me to do today so that you can be successful? How are we going to move this forward?
Absolutely.
We have fun, right? So it is
a lot of fun. Yeah.
So
I
we
think
just
fun
had
is necessary, right?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So we just had our commercial team meeting here not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. So good to get together and be able to sit across from one another rather than by a Teams call, right? Because we're all pretty much for the most part spread across the country, and so just to have that connection and collaboration and learn from each other was great.
Yeah, and I think that makes such a difference because I think a lot of times people don't realize the magnitude of what accompanies collaboration and working together. And it's one thing for you guys to be able to work and do a great work, but when you're able to really kind of sit down, spend time with each other, that quality of your time, I think ultimately transitions and translates to the quality of your products, right? And so it must feel really good to work for a company that puts that at the forefront. What would you say the value hierarchy is for Delrin? It's okay to think about that. They didn't know I was going to ask that.
Yeah, as far as our what's our value proposition to the customer and
it could be whatever you value. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's a great question. I touched on it a little bit beforehand with the fact that it's a highly crystalline material, one of the stiffest unreinforced materials on the market. Yeah. So that brings it in unique position to create value in applications where modulus or stiffness needed. The lubricity, we've got great grades that have regulatory support for the medical space, right? But just even having the opportunity to visit our facility a couple weeks ago during our commercial team meeting and share with operators and operations that, hey, you know, this isn't just a plastic pellet, right?
Yeah.
This is going into a life-saving critical device, and we're
Yeah.
making an impact in the world in everything that we do on a daily basis.
And communicating that is substantial, because I think that we can fall into that kind of like that just rhythm of just kind of doing business as usual. So knowing that the work you do very greatly contributes to life saving has to be very incredibly fulfilling for you. I first acknowledged that you were a woman in manufacturing when you sat down, because you know I'm very, very passionate about women in manufacturing, about women in 3D printing, about women. I'm so glad. I'm always excited to see them. This year, it has been refreshing to see more and more women everywhere working together, but it is even more awesome to see allies that these women have in industry. So it's super exciting to be able to sit and share some space with you guys. So what's up next for Delrin? What are you excited about in the coming, let's say, if you had 5 years, I'm going to give you guys a trivia question. Okay. If you had 5 years, we're in 5 years from now, we're thinking back on what is it, the one thing that you want to have accomplished with your team in the next 5 years. What would that be?
Yeah, I've got kind of a punch list in my mind.
Go ahead. Give us your punch list.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so
I love somebody with a punch list.
yeah, definitely.
Yes.
You know, first of all, it's customer focus, right? So
Absolutely.
as Jeanette mentioned, we want to grow, but we want to grow with our customers, right?
Absolutely.
And so
grow with our customers. That's good.
And that growth,
Yeah.
really, we want to see that growth in this space
Yeah.
in particular, right?
Yeah.
So we want to see our customers in the med device space and healthcare space grow, and we want to grow with them and find ways to get there together. So that, to me, is a 5-year plan. We're already going to see some awesome growth through some programs this year with some great customers, and we want to continue to see that happen.
That sounds amazing.
And, you know, the other thing I'm excited about, coming off of, you know, a large company, the sustainability piece was already addressed, like with their sustainability goals.
Wow.
But, you
Okay.
know, a couple weeks ago, I was able to see that we actually have our own set of goals now as an independent company.
That's
so to me,
awesome.
that's really
Congrats to you.
a part of
Thanks.
growing
That's
up,
toastable.
right?
Come
So-
on, that's toastable.
Yes.
Not easy to do. And so we absolutely acknowledge the work that you guys have done. That is absolutely amazing. What about you? Let me give you the final point.
You know, as soon as you said that, I thought, I need to sell at the plant. Like we're, you know, and that's it's super exciting to me, is to continue to build upon utilization of our capacity and, you know, support the work that the folks in our plant have been doing.
Yeah.
They've done so much work to really increase the capacity that we have.
Yes.
And I want us to work towards, you know, utilizing that capacity, but with the right customers, right? And growing in medical is incredibly important to me, right? It's like Ned said, it's a feel-good space, right?
Yeah.
You're saving lives. You're helping people live better lives.
Yes.
So, yeah, in 5 years, I hope that we have you know, considerable chunk of our capacity in medical and med device. You know, I look forward to seeing us down that path. It's been an exciting 9 months.
Yeah.
It really feels like more than 9 months.
Of course.
in
Of
all
course it
honesty.
does. Yeah.
But like back to your thought on you know, women in manufacturing.
Yeah.
I've been here almost 30 years.
Wow.
And I can tell you it's a lot different today
It is.
than it was. And I'm really excited to see more women.
Yeah.
And I'm always excited to help mentor and support them. So
awesome.
yeah, I too was really excited to see you.
Yes, thank you. We'll have to
here.
connect.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I could talk to them all day, as you can absolutely see. But I wanted to take a moment just to make sure that I appreciated you guys for coming on today, for having this conversation with me, and even for the work that you do. It is no small feat, and I know it's considered work, but it is very, very much contributing to the advancement of not just this industry, but just our technology as a whole, and I owe that all to you guys. I'm super excited. I hope to see you guys in 5 years doing even more than you said that you'd like to, and I know that you got the ingredients to make it happen. Lisa Block, MD&M West, it was so good to have a conversation with both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
So nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Cheers.